afternoon, everyone. Excuse me, this is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for May 2nd, 2021, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All the greatest treasures are hidden behind that which we wouldn't want to be with. All the wisdom, compassion, and treasures are within. So where are you going to hide it? Pamela Wilson. There's a lot of us, many of us would like to have an ironclad 100% guarantee that everything is going to be okay throughout our lives. We want a golden understanding from God that it says our entire future will be safe from harm, free from pain, and that we will always manifest our every desire and dream. And we want to know for sure that this life is always working out for us in our favor, and that we are guaranteed a perfect, flawless future. Now, the only catch here with this is that we also want a life that is brimming with excitement and overflowing with just numerous new fascinating adventures every day. We want a future that is free from boredom, filled with a spiritual richness that we are forever bathing in the healing qualities of our very soul. Now, the real question is, would all of this be possible if there was no such thing as fear? If you've done your inner research, some people have, some are getting there, and look deeply into your personal relationship with fear, it might seem to be one of those slippery issues that you're either trying to cope with, ignore, transcend, or avoid at all costs. Now, a lot of us were told in our childhood that if we want to be happy, we need to conquer our fears, yet nobody actually told us how to do it, probably because they hadn't accomplished this amazing feat themselves. Perhaps because most everyone has forgotten the truth. Most everyone has. And that truth is that we are divine, eternal, spiritual beings who will never, ever cease. Now imagine if all of us came to the conclusion that that was absolutely true. Where would our fear be? Some of us are waiting for this magical formula that will free us from fear. And remember that fear is just a thought. Many people are waiting for lifetimes to figure out what the magical formula is to free themselves from this fear. That which can be taken away from you is not worth keeping. And that which cannot be taken away from you, why should one be afraid of its being taken away? If it cannot be taken away, there is no possibility. You cannot lose your real treasure also. Because of all the things that are happening on this planet, in the external world, many people are experiencing fear. Now, we are all creating our experiences. The first action towards fearlessness begins with taking a baby step and into trusting the energy of fear. Now, this energy comes from a spiritually advanced understanding that we live in a divine, benevolent, conscious universe that never makes a mistake and has no room for that word coincidence. This is an all-intelligent, life-giving universe, and it is always on your side and knows exactly, finitely, I mean, just right down to the final microscopic hair, what ingredients are needed for our enlightenment. And by accepting this paradigm into every cell in our bodies, we can start to understand how this sphere is our greatest teacher and best friend. Now, if you said that to a lot of people, they'd probably look at you really strange. But by knowing the universe, and this is a loving universe, and it's always working in your favor, we can relax more. Take the risk to snuggle up to our fear and get a closer look underneath it just to see what it truly is and why it is actually there. A lot of us won't do that. We'll just, it's not there. I'm not gonna deal with that now. It'll go away. So it's a choice. It's always a choice. We always have the choice. In becoming truly fearless, we need to develop the daily practice of deep, authentic curiosity with ourselves. You'll need to explore why you are afraid of whatever you are afraid of. A lot of people won't even talk about it or even act like it, that they're afraid. What is this special avoidance that is hooked deep into our guts and heart really all about? It is only through a childlike curiosity, which we all have that. Some of it's buried. And it's a true heartfelt inquiry that we can turn our worries into wonders and catch a glimpse of what it actually is that, in a way, that we're running from. Because most people won't even scratch the surface on that. So looking inside, behind or underneath your fear for the first time, seems life-threatening, or feels as if you're about to enter a secret cellar door that's been hidden for hundreds of years in the back of your great-grandparents' first home. This is the right place to start somewhere that feels very familiarly frightening and instantly makes you want to run and hide. But be aware, the mind is a genius at avoiding what it needs to confront. We have all sorts of strategies and tricks at getting distracted from peering into places which make us uncomfortable. Always be infinitely patient and insanely persistent whenever you approach your fear. You might be, a bit analytical and wondering, how does one actually look underneath a fearful feeling, a thought or scary image that is stuck in the mind? Well, you're going to need an extra dose of childlike imagination for this journey. Roll back the clock a few years and recall what life was like when you were a child. Do you remember how you played and played and played all day long? And your creativity and imagination never ended all day long. And perhaps you were into playing fantasy games like saving the innocent princess, from the kingdoms, or, playing cowboys, the fire-breathing dragons. You had then the power to imagine anything and everything. The interesting thing is, all of us still have that power today. Now, we might have even imagined that we became a grown-up adult person who lost touch with their childhood and their childish power of imagination. Imagination is key for this civilization. Always has been. That's why, we're kind of trained to, why are you thinking those things? Those are absolutely absurd, ridiculous. The imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, while imagination encircles the world, the universe, and beyond. Albert Einstein. Maybe when you were young, you had an imaginary friend who you talked to. Didn't you have an imaginary friend? I had one. It wasn't imaginary. That you talk with all the time. Haven't you, didn't any of you have that? I mean, have you been around children that do that? Yet nobody else could hear or see them. Or maybe you were a weirder child and wondered what a banana would say if it could talk. Or how the sunset colors would taste if you could lick them. Whatever fantasies or creative games that we played back then, we are still, right in this now, playing them on some level today. They're just more adult-like, serious games that we're playing on the inside. Our minds are still making up all sorts of stories about everything and everyone, including ourselves. Now, our imaginations are creating everything in our lives. Now, you can argue that with yourself. It is responsible for creating every fear that any of us have, since it has created all our fears. It also has the power to stop creating them and invent something totally brand new. Our imagination is always on, doesn't turn off. It's always forming new movies inside. And we still have this amazing power of imagination working every day inside of us. And the real question is, are we willing to step beyond any normal, ordinary versions of this reality that we've created and discover a place inside us where anything is possible? Doesn't that sound exciting? Are we willing to step beyond any normal, ordinary versions of reality that we've created and discover a place inside where anything is possible? Some of us, I think, pay attention to know that our imaginations are extremely powerful. For instance, just notice what happens inside your mouth when you imagine biting into a super spicy jalapeno taco covered in hot sauce. Your saliva glands start firing up as the body reacts to whatever the mind sees inside. And then when you get hooked in imagining something you don't want to see, cannot accept, cannot understand or relax with, then your body continues to react in flight or fight mode each time. And after a few repetitions, fearful chemical can instantly form inside your brain whenever you have that same thought pattern again. So, realize right now, right in this moment, that your mind is responsible for creating all of your fears. All of them. Every terrifying, heart-beating, panic-driven, life-freezing sensation that you have ever had came completely from your imagination. Now, understand something, that ego mind is going to argue that with you. The trust is your mind is making a movie all the time. And it seems very real. Yet it is still just a movie inside the screen of your mind. And that which is real is what never changes. That which is real is what never changes. The constant stream of pure white light awareness in the back of the cinema show. This light is what's projecting all the images you're seeing on the screen. Now, if you want to become authentically fearless, you just make the decision, the choice to take full responsibility for your inner movie show and get in touch with what your deepest, darkest, fearful movie truly is. Because we all have them. This is not just about getting over the Nightmare on Elm Street horror movie, yet dealing with all the real fears which are blocking each of us from creating the life that we desire and want to live. This is a fearless commitment to ourselves, is that we will stop avoiding fear for the next 21 days of our lives and instead explore it with a childlike curiosity. Think about all the fears that we carry. And I'm not saying any of this is bad at all. But think about all the fears that we carry. Fear of intimacy, fear of giving public speeches, fear of great heights, fear of insects, fear of dogs, fear of huge crowds, fear of tight elevator spaces, fear of wealth, fear of poverty, fear of sickness and death, fear of life. So when you find the time, and I suggest you do, take a few minutes and write out an extensive list of everything that makes you cringe and makes you want to run, scream, or hide, including everything you can think of until you are empty. Take as much time as you need, and making your fear list, it can be one of the most liberating things you will ever do this year. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Redmond. Now, after you've completed your fear list, take your top fear, number one, and imagine the solution to releasing this one fear is inside that old dark cellar or creepy place that you just don't care to go down. Use your imagination. You're actually opening the creaky, dusty, dark door right now and seeing the long, dark tunnel inside it. You have no clue how long this dark tunnel is or when you'll reach the end. Your inner child is curious, though. And you step inside and you start walking down this long passageway that happens to contain the most amazing secret treasure waiting at the end just for you. You begin to feel courageous, though, and willing to trust in the experience of exploring your fear. No matter how frozen you may feel inside, always remember that approaching your fear is a very magical and empowering thing to do. Every fear is created from your imagination, and you are always, always, always in charge of what happens. So just relax and enjoy the scary ride. You may want to rely on your inner light to guide you through the darkness and trust in the fear exploration process. This is why a deep curiosity is needed from the childlike energy to constantly shift you into excitement mode. The most amazing treasures in this life are hiding in the last place any of us would ever think to look. As we reach the very end of our dark passageway, we see someone is sitting there meditating in front of a white candle. An odd sensation of trust comes over your body as you feel this person is a very old familiar friend you once knew. You look into their eyes and see how extremely happy they are to meet you again. You know in your heart that this old friend is the wildest, craziest, fearless person you have ever known. And this person is your new fearless friend. And they are here to guide you into fearlessness. Now, your fearless friend has never, ever felt any fear about anything or situation that you are afraid of. They're actually deeply in love with whatever it is you are afraid of. And they are actually looking forward to doing that thing which you fear. Your fearless friend seems to have a spiritual experience doing the thing you fear. Notice the tremendous joy, awe, and pleasure they have on their face just thinking about doing what you fear. Now, you're both are back in your own cozy home, and you're getting to know each other more personally. Sitting down with your friend on the couch, listening to their creative story about why they love doing the thing you fear. You are starting to become the best of friends. This person loves hanging out with you and helping you to overcome your fear. Listen to all the fun, wild, and crazy stories they have. Notice how scary, exciting, and liberating it is for you to hang out with your new fearless friend. Explore how they think, how they feel about this life, and what their average day is like. Feel how they are naturally relaxed and at peace with whatever it is that you fear. We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. Kurt Vonnegut. Spend lots of deep quality time interviewing your new friend. Practice stepping into their body, feeling what it is like to be totally fearless. How do they feel about getting out of bed each morning? What is their attitude about life and death? What does a fearless heart feel like? Capture as many juicy details as you can until you have a strong sense of what it's like to feel the fearlessness that is inside their body, and experience how their body responds with joy, pleasure, or deep awe whenever they are doing the thing you are afraid of doing. The final step to this super amazing exercise is where the real fearless work begins. In your real daily life, a few minutes after you wake up every morning, and just before you fall asleep every night, spend some time with your fearless friend. Do this at least 21 days. It may be just a few minutes each morning and evening, yet be consistent with meeting your fearless friend right before you fall asleep and right after you wake up. Give them a hug. Tell them you love them, and feel what it's like to be together every day and every night. You can even plan to meet at some common place in your dreams at night and have an imaginary cup of tea together. You can hang out all night long if you want and do tons of fun, fearful things together. Be adventurous, be creative, and get to know them intimately and engage in some deep, interesting conversations with them about life. Look deep into the eyes of your fearless friend every time you meet. Feel what it's like to live in their heart and soul. Explore the actual realness of this newfound relationship until it feels as real as how your mother and father are for you. Every morning, every evening, keep practicing and practicing. Even if it doesn't feel like much, keep doing it. Experience what the fearless mind feels like, what their fearless mind feels like. You may even try breathing their fearless energy into your heart and seeing how that may change how your body feels. If you make the time to create a real relationship with your fearless friend every day for 21 days, something miraculous is going to occur. And naturally, organically, you will inherit all their fearless qualities and become free from any fear you may have had. So enjoy the journey. The moment you start seeing life, and this is so true, the moment that we all start seeing life as non-serious and playful, all the burden on our hearts disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. One starts living with a very light weight, or almost no weight. So weightless, one can fly in the open sky. Osho. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, it's the first step with anything in understanding who and what we are. And that is relaxing the body. And remember, you are not the body. You are the God within the body. You are the soul. The body carries you. You power the body. Your soul powers the body you're in. So does it make sense that you should be able to relax your body at it just like that? Now, some find it very difficult because the ego mind has them in chains, but chains are meant to be broken. So the body from head to toe, it's stress and fear. Fear. Most of us have fear. All kinds of it. Different kinds, different levels, different impacts. So we surrender it all. Every single time, your body will become tense and stressed. Now, you may not feel it, but it is. And sometimes we're so used to being stressed, we don't even know we're stressed. So you just surrender it all. You walk up to any fear you have, give it a great big hug, and watch what happens. So when you choose, you say, okay, body, let's relax. Let's let go of all these things I'm carrying. Then you kind of look at them. It's kind of like you're going through an old information, pictures, books, or whatever. Why am I keeping this? I don't need this. And you just toss it. It's the same thing with all this stuff that we carry. You look at it and go, well, I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm just going to toss it. I don't need it. And you get in the habit of doing that, say. So we do fear cleaning and any other avenues, and we get so used to it that it's just we keep ourselves absolutely light as a feather. And when we do that, the body responds, and it just leans back. Now remember, the body leans into you, and you are the God. You're the easy chair for the body. You're actually the commander. You're the master and commander of your body. So you start understanding this and start practicing, a whole new world opens up. So that body relaxes and lets go and just falls into you, the God. And when this happens, we move into the now. And the now is all we have. Moment to moment, the space between heartbeats. We think we have a past, but we don't. Whatever you've done in the past has nothing to do with the now. Nothing. Period. Unless unless some of us go into that past and we don't leave it and we stay there. There's a lot of people that do this. They stay in the past because the ego mind is never satisfied, so they have to keep presenting and saying, and I did this, and I've done that, and I've done this, and I've done that. And so what happens is they never really move forward, but they think they do. And that past is like an elephant graveyard. If you've ever seen one of those, you look at a picture of one. It's dank, you've got bones and carcasses, rotting hide, everything, and it's just nasty. But some of us will take that past, bring it into a future that doesn't exist, create that future from that past, and relive that past in that future. And then they start wondering why they never seem to get anywhere, because they're always ending up in the same place. This is why. Some of us, we go into the future that doesn't exist, and we're just wandering around in that void, asking ourselves, when is this going to happen for me, and when am I going to have this, and when am I going to have that? This can't last forever. Something's got to give. But the only reality is the now. Always has been. Everything outside of us is an illusion. Everything outside of us is an illusion. Now, that's another one that your ego mind's going to go, well, you're crazy. That's real. You can touch it. You can smell it. You can feel it. It's real. Well, sure, because you believe it is. So it is. So the body's relaxed. You're the God. The body is leaned into you. You're in the now. But how do we stay in the now? Because none of us are exempt from it. We all kind of wander off. We could be focused on something, and all of these thoughts come by, and we just kind of put our arms around one, and it just takes us away. Our breath, our divine positive energy, this is what we focus on. And it'll keep us in the now. And eventually, we will stay in the now. And it has nothing to do with what any other parts of us outside of us think of us, feel about us, or view us. It has nothing to do with it. They're all pieces of you anyway. This is why it's always about you. It's never about anybody else or anything else. It's always about you. Your self-discovery of who and what you are, and the God that you are, the soul in that body. That you're not the body, that you're not Bill Johnson. You are the God. So it's like you're watching the body, and you see that the body has these 7 wheels of light, vibrant colored wheels, 7 different colors. They kind of look like flowers, all different kinds of flowers, and they have a different geometrical design in the center. These are all just energy frequencies. And what are they? Why is it that the God force, love, light, energy that you are, not the body, you, that flows through these 7 energy vortexes? It's interesting. And how is it that each of those energy vortexes, all the way through them, from the root chakra to the crown chakra, from number 1 chakra to the 7th chakra, why is it that the God force, love, light, energy goes through them? And it's connected to all of our organs, all of our emotions. Each one of those wheels of light is connected to specific grouping of our organs and a specific amount of our emotions. And it's interesting because we can take our divine positive energy, our breath, because the body holds the God, and the breath focuses us, relaxes us, strengthens us, calms us, eases us. So they kind of join and go on through these wheels of light, affecting the whole body, all the organs and all the emotions, 24/7. Now, we have just like a sewer pipe, right? Can get clogged with debris. So, our root chakra, red wheel of light, deals with our survival, and it's blocked by our fear. There we go again, fear. And our orange wheel of light, our sacral chakra, deals with our pleasure and is blocked by guilt. Think about this. This isn't made up. This is thousands of years old. Then we go the yellow wheel of light, right? Solar plexus chakra. What blocks it? It's our willpower. It's blocked by shame. And then the emerald green wheel of light, which is love. It's blocked by grief. That's our heart chakra. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, which deals with our truth. This is our throat chakra. This is our communication. And it's blocked by lies. And then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the ajna. This deals with our insight and is blocked by illusion. And then finally, the crown chakra. This deals with cosmic energy, divinity, direct connection to the divine. And it's blocked by ego attachment. It's good to know these things. This is about getting to know who and what you really are, what the body is, what these energy vortexes are, the God within you. This is all step by step. It's being laid out for you very clearly, cleanly, and simply. It's up to you what you do with it. So we take these energies and we pull them right up to the top of the crown chakra. And we hold them briefly. We are love. We are God. We are one. And in that brief moment, we compress and condense them into pure liquid, omnipotently powerful energy, and we release them over our pineal glands. Now, none of us have a fully functioning, beautifully healthy pineal gland. Not yet. But we will. And the pineal gland connects us to all the particles of existence. It's also influenced by the crown chakra, the cosmic energy. And it connects us to all the particles of existence. You could kind of look at your chakras as a planetary system that assists the body. 7 celestials within the body that connects you to all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Now, when I look at the pineal gland, I see a green ball, which is a rosebud. And others see that everybody sees it differently. But when I pour this liquid energy over it, it immediately transforms into a fully bloomed rose and a beautiful fragrance. And the rose is massive, and it has multicolored petals, and it's sending out these waves of shimmering energy that just saturate me from head to toe, inside and out. And it's just a phenomenal feeling. It is the deepest and the highest of bliss. The peace is the most, it's the highest and deepest I could experience. And the love, the deep eternal love, is off the charts. And you just kind of you have all these vapors flowing around you and in you and above you, and it's like you finally discover that rose is you and you're the rose. It is the God within each and every one of us communicating with us, is that this is our natural state of being, not something once in a while, but always. Now, these bodies we're in, higher self, spirit, soul, heart, mind, ego, mind, subconscious mind, all of this, God, pure consciousness, one. And we are heaven on earth. The soul is the heaven, the body is earth. And we create paradise every step we take. We cannot not. And we've learned to shine our God force, love, light, energy outward. This is a brilliant light. We do it not like a flashlight, but a 360-degree beacon of light. And we send it out, which connects to all the other parts of us. The one, the God, everywhere. Picture that through your heart, mind, motion. Picture. Feel it. See it. As it affects all of us 24/7. Now, you may not know it, but it does. It bathes everyone, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme valiant universe, always, eternally. This pure, deep, eternal love that we all are. You look at this planet, and you would see that it glows with nearly 8 billion gods, all knowingly creating paradise every step they take, knowing who and what they are. Can you see the vibrational frequencies and why they're shifting so rapidly? And instead of fear, we are fearless. Fearless. Now, all of us are parts of each other. Now, it doesn't seem like that, but we are. The illusion is that we aren't. The lie is that we're separate, but we're not. So all of the parts of the one God, all of us, the parts of the collective consciousness, pieces of each other. So we seek out in this meditation those who are consciously aware, like all of us. Not the parts of us that are asleep. So we have right now we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetype, the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many, many more. Now, both of them, the archangels, ascended masters, archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do, so we don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet them all through this life. All through all lives. And it's not that we don't register it right in the beginning, right when we meet them. It usually comes in afterwards most of the time. We connect with the fact that we just had a conversation with an angel. And they always have the same message, but it's delivered in uncountable ways. And it really boils down to, isn't it absolutely phenomenal, fantastic, marvelous to be alive in these bodies? The good, the not so good, and the bad. It is marvelous to be alive in these bodies. Magna glorious. And then a little bit of the bliss within us surfaces. Now, tens of thousands can surround any one of us at any one time. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Ascended masters, there are those who have mastered ascension into physical form and out of physical form, hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical form to master physical form, and we create our experiences to perfect our creation. And all of us, archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, ascended masters, all of us, all pieces of each other, are consciously aware that we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal peace. So we reach out to all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. Now, they come in the billions, and they're with us now, consciously. Then we reach out to all of the light energy beings out there that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of the circle of light and the absolute, complete liberation of this planet and all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. And they come in the gugaplexes from every direction. One gugaplex fills this universe with no sacred space to spare. And they come in trillions of gugaplexes from trillions of universes. And they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of the offworlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of this circle of light, and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. The ones we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Felines, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, and many, many, many more. Now, they've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they, in uncountable numbers, are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the form of the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet in this now. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in form of this circle of light, in the complete liberation of this planet. Now we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. They come in trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations in which we've never seen. As a matter of fact, we only see 1% of what is. The ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, wood, ether, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they are with us now consciously. And we're all gathered, arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one, and we're all God, and we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the gods that we are within these bodies. It is the God force, love, light, energy. This light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take over 1,000 billion suns in this solar system to even compare to its brilliance. We are flooding this planet through its liberation, always 24/7, with this deep eternal love. All of our brothers and sisters, all the parts of us, all the other pieces of us are being flooded with this deep eternal love, head to toe, inside and out. All life, highest supreme valiant universe. This planet cannot not be liberated. We begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we come in full contact with the massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. These little microscopic reflections of beautiful, vibrant colors. There's so many, it's just uncountable. All of us reflecting each other back and forth in these brilliant colors. We look and we see these microscopic little mirrors, yet you could fold yourself into those mirrors. And then we discover that we're all students and we're all teachers of each other, for each other, from each other, to each other, always. We are then met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We're then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds us all that from head to toe, inside and out, eternally, we are imbued with the white fire armor. This emanates from the God force love light energy within these bodies. And it is impenetrable. We cannot be harmed. No demon possessions, no attachments, no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, period. Ever. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, you will create through hate, anger, envy, greed, stress, worry, fear, anxiety, You will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you are immediately met with a purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds every single one of us that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutralized substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they're vaporized and no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor and restoring our vibrational harmony of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sun and the sunlight. We are the sun sets and the sun rises. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the trees and the forests. We're the soils. We're the animals. We are everything. So the next time that you're in awe of a massive, beautiful sunset or sunrise or starry lit night sky, you're just captivated by its beauty and its divineness. It is you. It is you. You're the divineness. You're the beauty. You're the God. You are everything, and everything is you. We continue to ascend above this planet. As we do, we come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower in which we all created, and some of us step outside our physical form, float effortlessly above them, if we're carrying physical form. Why? Because we can. And this crystal light tower, in the center of it, is this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is this golden white sparkling light, ball of light. It's surrounded by several rings of light, all beautiful, vibrantly colored, all sending this misty vapor energy. And they're all penetrating us, saturating us all, constantly, always. And then we discover that the golden white ball of light is pure, deep, eternal love. And that all the rings around it are gratitude, deep, eternal gratitude, deep, eternal peace, well-being, gentleness, kindness, generosity, bliss, humbleness, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence, well-being, happiness. It goes on and on and on. Great wealth, prosperity, abundance. And we discover that it is our God that is this. It is you that are these. At the top of this crystal light tower, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, flooding all of us in deep, pure, eternal love, head to toe, constantly, nonstop, eternally, always, as it is right now. This is absolutely phenomenal. You can see why this planet's ascending. You can see why the civilization's ascending. It cannot not. Now, all of us are drops of that golden ocean. And we hold the essence of that golden ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. And the only illusion is separation. You see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We all created this sphere over 3 years ago. It houses well over 1,300 of our meditations in perpetual motion. That means always. The highest of the highest high intents. of deep, pure, eternal love, deep, pure, eternal gratitude, deep, pure, eternal peace, unending. All those meditations, all in perpetual motion, from hundreds of millions of us on and off world, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. This is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. Absolutely blissful. Pure love, of which we all are. The gods we are. And as we discover of the fearless gods that we are, I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. An easy breath out through the mouth. Move slowly, easily. Fearlessness. That's the God that we are within these bodies. Once we begin to understand that the fear becomes our ally, once we embrace the fear, it no longer is the fear. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Monday, May 3rd, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided